Hey, what's going on? This is Rogue, and this is a follow-up to my last video, which is titled Playing Bad and Getting Cut, where that video was, kind of sad about the ways that I didn't match up with the team and that I wasn't really able to play the way I wanted to play, but I also wasn't able to play the way the team wanted me to play. So after doing some thinking, I wanted to kind of counter that with now going into this video where it showcases what I do bring to the server and what I provide to the team as a teammate and the way I like to play my game. So I'm going to take a look here, and I picked this demo in particular because this is with a sort like a half pugscrim kind of thing. I mean, there's some familiar faces, and I know all of these players on our roster, but it's not like a situation where I know all these guys so well. We played together a ton of times, so they know what I'm doing, and I know what they're doing without even saying it, because that's kind of cheating. So I wanted to show out of the box, like throw me on the server. Who am I as a medic player, and what do I bring to the team overall? So that's what we're going to investigate here. And this is a scrim of like Man Crush Monday, half pug scrim kind of thing, where we didn't play this past season 7, but we're right now scrimming Memento Mori, who's going into the grand finals. And this is a week before the grand finals, so obviously, it's some of their private practice, which I've set to only release after the grand finals are over. But this is against a very, the best team in the league right now, and showing how we as a pug scrim are playing against them. So let's take a look.
Everyone, we must stop that ball.
Of course, not much to say at the beginning here, as we're just waiting for some kind of reason to break our soft first hold. You'll notice how I'm bringing my buffs forward, but spending all my time looking backwards because of how common it is for the soldier to come behind us. So I'm kind of, while these guys are all looking forward, I'm lucky enough to be able to look backwards. Also, by constantly turning around like that, I was able to spy check. I did tap on him quickly, but of course my clicking doesn't do damage, so I'm able to call him out to my pyro who caught it at the same time. So now what we're calling is there's a few of us backed up, including our pyro. So in a time like this, I'm yelling to the team, like, some of us are backing, I'm healing Hill. So everyone who's in knows that they don't have very much support, and everyone who's out knows to kind of help these guys if they need it. So I'm sort of filling in this gap already of people are a little bit on the different page, and I bring them to the same page. So right now, again, we're going for late pitch with a sniper, and I have heals forward. Watch out for tunnel and things because I might go for a sack play. Now they do go for the sack play on, their soldier comes flying in. So in a stalemate like this, you saw our sniper was not alive, so I'm in this sort of a situation asking our spy to call their sniper, because if their sniper's on hill, our teammates need to know that. If their sniper's in tunnel, other teammates need to know that. And if our sniper isn't up to make the call, that's where, again, I try and fill it in for the team to say, we need this call to happen from someone, so that's what I'm communicating in a time like this. Here we unfortunately get forced, and this is a little bit unlucky and unfortunate. But you can see there I even led the Uber, like we need to stuff all these people on hill and not just let them come in for free afterwards. So these guys who weren't even ready for the Uber, I just kind of call some presence. And now I'm able to get really late flashes onto them, shove them off the high ground. Now getting ready for some kind of a play on side tunnel, of course healing our engineer, because if we lose him we're going to be in a lot of trouble. But now we're at full dishead, so you'll see me holding much farther back than I was before. I'm also calling to the team, we don't have anyone on hill. So in my head I'm getting ready to leave, but for the rest of our team, they now know this as well, because yeah, no one's watching it. So to everyone else, I'm just calling to stay alive here. Now though, we got a few picks, which is really nice, and their Uber is fading, so we call that we can recommit. And we see that some of our guys are going towards the right to fight them, so I'm trying to keep myself alive and keep them in the fight. But now we see someone's on cart, stalling cart long enough, and we were able to get their medic as well. That's great from Evil, got a pick on the med. So for the rest of us, now we can call the medics dead. First, to protect me is what I'm screaming to my team, like I'm playing over here, I'm meeting our heavy. And now you can see our pyro is sticking with me as well, even though she's never played with us before. And, meeting the middle of my team fighting cart together. So, again, this is very different because you can hear, like, I'm pausing it to say, I'm saying this, I'm saying that. We're doing this because I'm saying that is what I wanted to highlight here of the way that I kind of, like, if we're in a good position, I try and call it around us to make it even better. And if we're in a bad one, I let the team know exactly which ways it's bad. And also, if someone else makes a call, then I try and fill it in with the other parts that they're missing. Like if our demo is the person in front, he doesn't always know if there's people behind him or not. So that's where I try and that's where I play the best, I think. So now we do have Uber and its advantage. Oh, unfortunate. So we have Uber and its advantage. So you can see I'm sticking on my demo to make sure that we absolutely don't lose him. It's very unfortunate that we lose our guy blocking the cart. And now cart's super close. So... wow, that was crazy positioning. Playing around it. And this is so good from our soldier where we would win this if we used Uber. But we kind of need like a Hail Mary. So I'm even calling to our soldier like you can go for mid in this situation. Like... we're probably going to lose cart anyway, and if we use Uber, they could just live and back up, so it's not really going to help us. But now that our soldier uses this like banner as sort of a half Uber, and you can see I commit all the way in. Like, we have 5 people up, and I'm the second most forward out of everyone. This is the kind of game that I like to play, and this is more my style. I risk the milk against the engineer. But yeah, by taking this risk, now like we shove them all the way off hill. We dropped a ton of players, but look at this. Like, we still have Uber, and we still have the cart. Now the cart's even rolling back. So now I'm healing the people who have crit heals around the cart who are going to do all this work. They just barely sneak it in, so we should have dedicated someone, and now we get caught out a little bit. So these are the pros and cons, right? Like a better medic or a different medic would have just like stayed in spawn, or when there was 5 players up, like backed up, make sure you live and can hold third really well and stuff. But for me, seeing this, I'm playing with my team to go back for it and, you know, to say like, all right, they should win this, but we got to call their bluff, right? So if you want it, come and take it, right? Is sort of our idea here on defense. So finally, they do come in and take it, and they force me out of position. So now I'm calling to the team how much advantage they have. So like, okay, they have this much ad, but cart's far back. So for now, we know we can get set up here, but I'm saying specifically to the team, call their med. They have big ad here. And even calling to our soldier, JJ, we're on defense, but you could just die for med here. Evil, call their med. Or spy, call their med. So I'm kind of building like into my team's heads right now. We need to get their medic, and because they're about to have Uber at whatever percentage it was. I lost track watching this demo back, but in the time, I'm sure I knew what it was. Alright, so now they do use in. And you saw I spent a lot of that time spy checking because everyone else knows they're going to come and stuff this Uber. So now I'm calling to our pyro like, you can die to stuff this Uber because they have full ad, but they haven't really done that much damage. I mean, look at our health on the top of the screen. You can see most people have, on average, full health. So I'm calling to our pyro, like, you can die for this, and everyone else just survive because we can win this post fight. Look how far back the cart is, right? So I'm calling stay alive, back up, and recommit on cart at the end. Just making sure I back up far enough to not get caught out or anything. Poor RJ was asking for an arrow, but I don't think he thought I was still here. So now we want to go back and fight forward. So now I'm calling commit, like fight cart here. The Uber's faded. I bring heals deeper and kind of like fake show myself to go see if anyone wants to go for a play, but then I turn right back around. And now that we caught out the soldier, I believe, yeah, we found the spy as well behind us. So we can swing super wide here and fight deep. Like I'm even taking a peek here and peeking what could be a sniper sight line. Hopefully I did check at the time, but because I want to call to the team, like, we need to get really aggressive now. Stop their holds, stop their push cold, and now we can get really aggressive here. Yeah, I'm even still sitting here, like, I know in my heart, like, we can hold this really aggro. I don't care if you guys are reloading, this is where we hold. And if they commit, I'm also calling to our scout. We have ads, so if they commit their medic, we just use on our scout and chase them deep. Hopefully they don't commit their med to lava. We call it lava because the floor is lava, and if you put your med down there, they're probably going to die. Or get forced or something bad. Now we heard them call. I don't know, again, that might have been a fake, but at the time I would have known for sure. Yeah, I guess it was a fake. So now I'm spy checking, and I'm also like waiting for a high bomb from the soldier in the dispenser. Look at this now again. We get their sniper, so immediately I run forward. So like, look at where me and our demo are. I'm so in right now. I'm in front of our heavy, our pyro, our scout. Like everyone's behind me right now. But I know that we can win this fight. And Evil just got their medic. Like Evil called he was decloaking on them, so I called to make pressure. Like if we can make room for this play, especially with their sniper being down, I want to get everything we can. So I fly forward with RJ, and I'm screaming to the team, come with me, I'm in. So this is very different from what we saw last week, right? Where I'm like, oh, the team's in, but I'm like 10 feet behind them, but should I be 20 feet behind them? Or should, you know? So now this is very, very different compared to what we saw last time, where there's a situation that's happening and I'm like, it is bad you could say the main call is medic because I can't go in and do the damage. However, I'm watching all of our team's health. I know who's alive and on the respawn, and I'm seeing their positions. So if all of us are in a situation where we could support Evil's Decloak, I know that better than a demo main caller would, because I'm seeing behind. Our demo wouldn't look backwards the entire game, but I do because of how medic works. So that's, I think, what I specialize in and why I wanted to watch this demo, because these are the exact situations where I'm, you know, contributing to this. Obviously, Evil was the one who got the medic, and Arj is the one doing the damage. But you can see just from my body language that I'm recognizing the situation, and then I'm doing something and calling everyone else to follow me through it. That was a pretty good serve. And this is so stupid. I missed the sandwich. We do have full ad here, so it's okay for me to use, but I would not have forced there if I got the sandwich. But again, like you saw before, like I just like went in on first and forced to something I didn't really need to. And again here on second, on second I forced to something I didn't really need to. And again here I'm forcing to something I don't really need to, where that's also part of the playstyle. It's like I'm going to get forced, I'm going to get dropped, I'm going to peek in a sniper sight line and die, but I'm also going to get us these kills. You know, like I could tell, we have a running joke, or at least I do, I haven't told him yet, but I have like a running joke where if we're playing a game but winning, and our spy Evil says we need to stop losing our meds so much, that's how I know I'm playing a really good game. Because in times like this where, you know, now I'm like, hey, we're at this ad, we need this to happen, our spies are down for now, they don't have for another 35 seconds, so, you know, these are all the stuff I'm communicating to my team right now. So I can kind of like, if it's a bad situation, I mitigate it as much as possible. If it's a good situation, I'm accentuating it as much as possible. So now we get to like kind of play slow and heal up. So I'm calling who I'm tanking. And right now it's a demo man because the cart's pretty close on the high ground. Oh, and that sucks that they do like just barely sneak it in again. Like, yeah, you can see like that was just a miscommunication from our team. We hold that 9 times out of 10, but just kind of no one really knew who was on cart, and like, you know, they did have ad, but they weren't going to have yet, so people are still figuring it out. So that's why I picked this scrim. Like, I didn't want it to be perfect and me just like playing a good game. You can see here, I don't know if it's this one or the next one, that I'm having a perfect half and haven't died yet. So obviously it's working, and that's why I felt really good in this scrim and wanted to go over this one in particular. Yeah, like even now, like we have a heavy on like the flank or something, our soldier's the only one in, and I'm holding within like sticky bomb range. If I was mentoring someone, I would say do not do this. But I'm here doing it because this is where I play the best. Like by being here, showing myself, saying you want to force me, fucking come jump into last and make me use. Other people would just stay back and stay alive in a really safe spot, but I play better this way. It would have been so sick if it was a kill. So I'm counting the stickies and I force. Counting that we're soloing RJ, and I'm even body blocking here. Chaining the Uber where I get extra Uber because I flashed, because I got a saw off during the Uber. This is something I wish I remembered who I was talking to about this, but another one of my specialties, I guess, is I like surfing based on sound cues rather than looking at the soldier. Casper and Blake talk a lot about looking up and expecting the bombs. Here I am expecting the bomb, but you saw me just jump and crouch in time with the soldier. But the thing is, if you're looking at the soldier and they're looking at you, they know you know that they know they're, you know. So by not looking at them, I feel like in my head anyway that I fake them out, that they have a really easy shot on me, but I actually strafe the other way and jump and crouch, so they just miss, or I get like the perfect surf. So we just saw there a little bit of an example of me being like kind of greedy with it, and then like jumping kind of towards the gun but then back away, where like, oh, is the gun going to eat the damage, or he gets like melted by the gun directly if he's trying to go for me. So yeah, we saw ODB, who has, you know, some of the best bombs in Invite for a long time, and you know, here I am just not even looking at him, giving him such disrespect, walking into these pipes because I'm like, RJ's going to eat everyone alive, our demo's going to eat people alive here, our soldiers on the flank very healthy. So yeah, this is such a big contrast, I hope you could see from the last video. Where here I'm able to explain every single thing I'm doing and why. And even if it doesn't work out, I know it's not likely to work out, but I'm still doing it, or you know, or it changes on a dime and I do something else. Because this is where I feel more like I'm in my own game. Even though with this combo, like the Scout I haven't really played with, the Pyro I haven't played with, the Heavy I've never played with, so it's this is why it's like out of the box exactly what we get to see. Again, like we lost our Heavy on this flank, so I know they're gonna come and try and force me, but I don't move. I'm still staying here. Yeah, and now I die for it. I got a little too greedy. Oh, look at that. Merry Christmas. Now we literally lose because of that. I was in too deep and I died at 96% and we lost the round. And not lost the round, but like they capped. If I got that Uber, if I backed up and stayed alive, we would have had Uber for last. And we would just hold for another minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. It could have been anything. But, you know, this playstyle that got us so much time on the clock on the earlier points now lost us time on this point because I'm like, you know what, screw it. We can hold this and we can stay in. Again, this is... But ideally, in my head, I guess at the time, like, if my Pyro watches one way and my demo's loose cannon spamming the other, like, they can't really come in on our demo because I kite. And they also can't really come into our Pyro because they can air blast them back. So I'm like, I'm even though it's 3 people, this is like the dream team of who could hold this. So, but unfortunately, yeah, our Pyro hasn't played with us before, so she was not watching where I thought she would be watching. Like, she was just kind of watching the cart, which is like a long-range angle. And our demo was spamming this upper area, but then no one was behind me, so the soldier kind of got onto me, and yeah. I should have just backed up or built a bit better, but that's sort of the price they pay, where I'm fine. Right, like, I talked so far about, let's say, 5 times I put myself in a risky situation. If it worked out 4 of those and then didn't work that last one, I think that's a good game, right? You know, I could have backed out on 3rd and given them, like, a minute of an advantage, like, you know, they would have capped it in a minute faster. Or on 3rd, I could have, like, stayed passive towards spawn and, you know, they would have capped the card a little bit earlier. Or even on last, when we went and just stuffed them in main over and over, they could have come in with their previous Uber and killed us. They should have actually had a really good Uber the first time, but they didn't because of my play. So their second Uber was good because I messed up, but their first Uber was bad because I made it bad. So this is, yeah, I don't know, I apologize, I'm talking so much about, like, even external to the gameplay, but that's why it's so important to me getting to play this way and getting to play with a team where I have a very active role and I'm an active participant in what's happening. Because that's the thing, some people just recognize right away if a situation is good or bad. Like, they've been here 1,000 times and they just know what's going to happen. I'm the way that, like, you know, if it's, I have to contribute somehow, like, okay, if this is bad, I can make it better, or even if I communicate to the team, I want to leave and go this way, then someone else knows, okay, well, I can then go for their medic because we're giving this up anyway, you know. That's what I work well with in a team, and that's what I kind of have here, even though this is just a pugscrim of all things. So now I'm even with our demo calling, like, okay, we don't really... I know our spy got their engineer earlier on, so now there's no call, but... Again, it's a little bit better, I think. I don't like to, like, hard main call and say, like, okay, you do this, you do that, they go there. Because especially at this level of TF2, at this stage of the meta, like, chaos is so important, you know? Like, things are going to change in an instant, so if I spend 15 seconds talking about a thing that changes completely by the 16th second, what's it all for? So we're kind of waiting for an opening, seeing what happens, and this is a pugscrim, so normally we'd say, like, okay, we're going to go for this kind of sack, or as soon as we get first, we're going to do this. We didn't have any of those protocols. So now, I could have opted to say, okay, I'm going to create a long-winded protocol right now, but instead, what I did is I said, okay, demo, where do you want to go? And as he's here just chilling on cart, we like take a second to breathe and say, all right, he's like, I want to go tunnel, apparently. So I'm saying, okay, we're going to go tunnel. So he says tunnel, right? And that's it. So that's like the call, is this guy says, we're going to use Uber out of tunnel. Now that we have like the main call and the plan, I'm doing that supplementary stuff where I'm saying, okay, since we're Ubering tunnel, I'm going to take you and Scout, we're going to use through tunnel. You guys stay alive on hill and then recommit for hill. We're going to fight the high ground post Uber, okay? And that's what I'm bringing to the team again. So the call is, someone else made, the demo says, we're going to Uber through tunnel. And then the calls I make are, we're going to recommit for high ground after this Uber. So let's see how it goes. Wait, our heavy just dropped the medic. Oh, yeah. Alright. Anyway, yeah, I guess I used pretty early. I'll play this in slow motion. I used pretty early because going out into this thing is always trapped, or like there's someone watching like above my head right now, so I just use very early. And I'm keeping these guys full flashed. What the fuck? Well, how is he there? Look at this flash. Oh, yeah. As the pyro's about to do full damage to him and he's not looking at the pyro. So this is crazy, right? Now that we got their medic and we're so deep, now we're calling like, get in. We'll get cart later. So we're calling fight hill now. They're backing off hill. I'm calling to our heavy who doesn't even know the pyro's on him. Like, pyro's on our heavy, and I give him the flash long enough to let him fight it. Now, rather than finishing in a safe spot with our heavy, I'm even walking forward with our demo. I can tell in my head I wanted to even walk to hill. Like, past their dangerous shutter and go on to hill to heal the people there. Oh, God. So, like, look at this. I'm between, like, a rock and a hard place right now. I'm, like, between their heavy, between their demo man, like, screw it, if you guys want me, come get me. And I actually should have just died to his stickies there. Look at this, man. That's insane. So our team did kind of like mess that up. I mean, that was a very winning Uber, and it sucks that we weren't able to do it. Their heavy coming through that teleporter was the difference maker. Great play from Eerie person. But yeah, you saw me there. Like, I'm finishing the Uber all the way in. I'm like, we must win this. Like, everyone just fucking flood in. I don't care what you do. Just get in right now. The demo made a really good call where Giraffe goes inside tunnel and clears up our cart pushers and gets them off it, so you can see the carts all the way in the back. So they actually just played it really well, and I called right. Our combo's behind them. I want the rest of you guys to go uphill, but then our cart pushers are like, okay, we either die in here and try and get cart, or we just don't get cart at all. So now that's where we sort of mess it up again as a pugscrim team. Like, I have this idea, but now that I'm not watching our back line, there's a whole disconnect. And not saying that that's all I do. Obviously, these guys are phenomenal and all top Invite players who have been playing for so many years, so they know what's going on too. But by not having that glue to say, like, I'm doing this, you're doing that, so here's what we're gonna do. Now you can see an example of where, like, it sort of fell apart. I still want to stay in. You know, of course, on defense, their spawns are a lot worse than ours. But yeah, look how far in I was. Like, our pyro got their spy, so I'm still staying in until I take all this damage. A sapper looks like a sandwich on the floor with it being wrapped up. Right, so now we lose our demo, so I'm calling, okay, we basically want to leave here. We're getting all healed up, and I'm playing farther back now. Bringing aggro heals to tunnel, calling to our pyro watch hill, watch slope. Jumps over it. I thought he was going to keep running towards me. That sucks. If I hit those arrows, that would have been a really big difference maker. Whoa! Freaking huge 2K from Def Joe. What the hell? So this time I'm calling I really want to just take this in. Because you saw, like, okay, we just lost our heavy before this push, and then we lost our sniper and soldier. So a lot of other people in this situation would say, okay, we gotta wait for spawns, we gotta wait for some good opening, or like we gotta coordinate something. But at this point, there's such little time on the clock, and I know how Highlander works, right? Like, if we just wait for the perfect push, it's never gonna come. So what I'm calling to the team, you even saw me, I'm in front of these guys, like, we're using, you come with me, or it's gonna be a bad Uber, okay? So it kind of ties their hands, and I like force them to go into this Uber that's not so great. Hopefully I'm calling to RJ to jump, and I'll catch him as I walk with a speed boost with our scout, but this is another example, right, where like another medic would just sit here and wait for someone to call where we're going. But I'm like, listen, we have 5 minutes, and if we just let them sit here with Uber forever, you know, we have to wait for like 2 miracles basically to get through here. So listen, let's just go and trade Uber. Let's get their Uber out, do something with this. And I just take us flying in here when our scouts roll. The demo has nothing going on. I'm body blocking to let our demo get as much spam as he can. This time I get out and meet our pyro, but look, I even stay on hill here. Like, the super isn't that great. I mean, it's kind of good. We got the gun, I think. Now the demo goes down, so I'm like, look, we just stay in here, trade picks with them. I want to fight super aggro here. I'm calling to our pyro, like, walk at them. You know, so she just goes all the way in. She gets rolled. Now they finally use, so now I can actually back up, but even then I'm not leaving in a straight line because I want her to get something out of it if she can stay alive. It turns out she can't, so. Now, like, yeah, we got their Uber out. We got a ton of chaos. Like, their gun's down. They're setting back up now. So it kind of worked. Like, again, that was an awful Uber. Like, who would, you would say which main caller in their right mind would have 2 guys down. Their scouts are literally 20 HP. and lead with their medic in an Uber? Nobody. But that's the way I play, and now we got their Uber out. Their gun was down. Our spy's still doing wreaking havoc behind, like gunning the dispenser, you can see. Our sniper has a crit heal going to fight Hill. So we're just ready to fly in. And we got their sniper, like, this is amazing. So that's why now I'm calling, let's go, let's go. And we're already on another 80% of an Uber. We're so close again. So in this chaos, like, wow, we just get another Uber. We even have add on them because they use so late. So all those pieces are sort of working. Like, if we waited these 30 seconds to let our spawners come in and they get everyone buffed and come up with our plan with our spy and everything, sure, we would have had a better Uber before. But now, in that same amount of time, we have a fucking great Uber. And again, this is with the pugscrim. Like, this scout, I don't know how he wants to take these Ubers. You can see now he's, like, fighting the pyro behind us. But yeah, look at this. Now, cart's super close. We have all our players on this high ground. I'm staying in. I don't fucking care. They're trying to recontest. It doesn't matter. I'm saying a sniper could just peek me out of shoulder and kill me. I don't care. I'm even here, like, showing myself to bait them into my heavy. That's where I play really well. I even want a pyro to stay in. Like, I don't care if you have 50 health. Just keep fighting cart with everyone. But, yeah, of course, you know, I'm not, like, literally microing these people as much as I'm saying now. I've been running my mouth non-stop since we started this. But if you're able to find anyone, maybe like a Twitch bot or something, you'll hear that it's like crucial times. Like I'll be saying there's like an information theory thing, right? Where I want to say as much as possible in as little time as possible. So if I could just scream, we're in, fight Hill, I'm healing Hill, then I don't have to tell people why or how. They just hear this call and go, and it works. So that's more along the lines. Like, I want to give people this information, but I wouldn't say that I talk a ton. Like, and as I'm saying, I'm making these calls, I'm giving you guys the elaborate explanation and saying, like, I'm telling this person this because they're doing that. But in the server, I'm just saying, like, fight this, we're on Hill, I'm peeking Hill with you, we can go deep on Hill, you know? And then that's it. That took, what, 2 seconds maybe for a play that I'm explaining for another 20 seconds, right? Now the engineer is dead, but our cart's pretty far back, so the floor is lava, and thank God we're working our way onto the flank now at 80%, so we're going to get Uber by the time we're in and ready to go. Now we have this Uber, so I'm asking our demo, like, how do you want to take this? Do you want to clear out flank first? Do you want to... Don't look at me like that, RJ. Oh. This is really stressing me out. Alright. Get him out of here. So we're calling to our demo, like, let's just go, right? Like, we saw that spy coming behind us, and you know, some of our guys are hurt, like, our heavy can't come in anymore, but it's like, again, their engineer's dead. Let's go now. What are we going to do? It's 3 minutes left. Are we going to wait for them to get closer to an Uber, get more set up, and get their engineer back alive, and then we use in? Like, no, let's just go. Like, I don't even care, like, oh, there's a spy behind us? Alright, let's go. Pyro in front of us? I'm still in. I also, this is different because I have Uber. I could just force, and it'll still be like, I know that RJ will get there by the time we're at 80% left on the Uber if I did force right away. So yeah, now we're down a bunch. Our Pyro's not in this, but look, let's just cause some chaos. I should have oh, there it is. Like, look, we got their Uber out. This is great. What are they Ubering for now? And look at our team. We're getting all our spawners. I have good heals to these people who are on cart. I'm stuck in a bad situation. I should have left earlier and farther. And now I die for this, but I'm calling, like, they're stuffing me here. Go for picks. They're messed up. They don't have a gun. Keep fighting this. So you see our team's in and staying committed. I went down for it, but look at these picks we're getting, right? And again, like, that was a bad play. That was just not good meta gameplay. Like, I give that like a, yeah, like that. I failed in the post Uber there and just died when I didn't need to. So from a medic fundamental standpoint, that was not good. But look, by the skin of our teeth, they have 7 players alive and we still cap. I agree completely that that was a bad play, but I also believe, like, with all my heart, that we don't capture the card if I don't stay in and keep screaming to our team how deep I am so you can come with me. Again, not that I'm like, not that this team is lost without me or anything, and I'm not like trying to toot my own horn, obviously, but trying to give a difference between the last team where I had no input at all and I couldn't play my own game to now this one where I have a ton of input and I'm playing to the best of my ability. Right, like this, and this is supposed to... He just saved me. Look at the... I'm like in a perfect line where that sniper is about to headshot me and they headshot Pablo instead. Wow. He literally saved me. Like, I don't need to be here. I could just be waiting for our team to clear this out and I would be fine. But I just go because I'm saying we need to roll this into last and we have 2 minutes on the clock. Let's make it work. So, Wow, Eerie makes a great call and just actually commits for me. Oh, he had a full buff. Damn. Yeah, so again, I just made another mistake. Like, that was a huge mistake. Like, why did I walk? We had, like, one soldier in. We didn't know how many players were there, and I just commit. Like, that was super stupid. That was really awful. That was such a bad play. But I think you can hear it in my voice. Like, I don't really care. You know, I'm going to make bad plays like that because I'm also going to make good plays like that. So, you have to take the good with the bad for the way that I play like this. Yeah, there's... while I have a second... I'll save it for the middle round, like between rounds when we're setting back up, actually. So now we have only 2 minutes. Pushing last on this map is so hard, especially with a new team. Like, what are we even doing right now? I'm not really sure. I'm like, I guess healing our sniper would be good, but everyone else is taking so much damage that, like... I don't know where to put myself. The sniper's dead, so I can play aggro here in main. I'll like peek the sightline because there is no sightline. Huge body shot from Watterson on their med, so I just walk forward. Again, they're 4 up right now. I'm like, let's go in. So what I did there is I kind of showed myself to the enemy team, like, hey, maybe I can bait them in a jumping cart, and then I back up to safety. And yeah, the demo's spamming me instead of the cart. Like, he did see me and knows I'm close to Uber, so I'm like, yeah, you like that? I'm close to Uber, then come get me if you don't like it. And now, I'm throwing myself again in front of our demo, flashing all these guys in the front lines. If I was in a safe position, I couldn't flash our demo in heavy here. If I, like, saved myself from taking the damage and potentially dropping, we wouldn't have this good of an Uber. Like, look how healthy our heavy is. He's, like, so flashed for so long, all the way into their spawn now, and he's still alive. Like, their heavy was just close quarters, didn't even know he was there. And now we win the round against the best team in Invite. Goddamn. So, yeah, that's exactly why I wanted to go over this and show, you know, what I wanted to show about. Like, again, we just saw on on third. I stayed in too long in the post-Uber and then just died in lava on the floor for no reason. Like, just waited to get spammed out and died way out of position. And then immediately after that, I run in and freaking... I'm going to turn off the volume while we talk. Then I, like, run in and in front of our soldier and then just died to the heavy for no reason when there's 2 minutes on the clock. Like, holy shit, what are we going to do? But by making these calls and these aggro decisions, I'm like, it doesn't matter what time there is on the clock. We can get this point right now. Come with me. We're going to try with our dying breath, okay? And that's what I'm bringing to the table here and to the team. Like, you even saw with that Uber on last, like, I'm flying ahead of the team. Like, if they want to force me, go ahead and like, I don't care if they do 100 damage to me. If they're shooting me instead of the cart, we're going to cap. But now that they've realized that halfway through, I go down to 80 health and then walk in front of our heavy and demo and get to Uber them. So that's why I'm so excited talking about this. And I wanted to bring up, yeah, if you think to a lot of the medics, you think of people like Shade in Sixes, or in Highlander, people like Nursey or even Blake, where they just like know how to play medic and know all these fundamentals that I don't have. That's how they win games for their team, is by not losing and stopping their team from losing. But the way I play is I make my team win, right? So if you go back and look at any Harblue on Menace to Society, MTS, if you look at any of his games or any of his playstyle, like, that's my #1 inspiration, not just in TF2, but in, like, all of esports. The way that guy plays, you're even going to hear the commentators saying, like, what is he doing? How is he doing that? But if you listen to any of their comms, he's screaming, he's getting the whole team in. He's like, we just have to keep trying, like, batter down this wall and eventually it'll crumble. And that's where I get my inspiration and my playstyle from. So you saw that on second. I'm like, screw it. The super sucks. I'm going in. Screw it. We don't even have Uber and they're going to jump for me. I don't care. We got to go and do something. So I'm just going to keep throwing my body at them until we win this round. And you saw, I made a million mistakes and we won. And I think that's why I like playing like this so much and why it's so hard for me to do anything else. Because when I don't have that, and I'm like, wait, so I'm just like waiting for something bad to happen. And I'm also the one who's most susceptible to a bad thing because I'm the medic with the Uber and everything, the most important class to protect. That just, like, my brain, I don't know how to do that. I never came up playing that way, and putting me into that situation now is bad for the team and for me. So I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am, and they're, you know, I'm feeling reinvigorated, like finding my own game compared to where we left off last time, where it was just so sad. Like, I feel like a ghost or something trying to play a game that I don't know how to play. That sucks. Oh, of course ODB hits that rocket from, like, the low ground. as he's juggled. Oh, this is super weird. Look at this. I wish I could play. I'm going to play the rest in slow motion. I wish I caught it earlier, but they actually go for a chaos play themselves, which is really, really, really cool. I actually think this is phenomenal from them and a really good idea, even though it doesn't work. Because, again, this is something I believe in. Like, if you can come here, force me, or, like, I don't know, kill our engineer and do something crazy like that. Luckily, Carson is in an amazing position, our engineer. He's so safe on that roof, even though he has his gun taking mini crits. But, so look at this. Like, we called it they're back there. So you see, I make it so they can't shoot all of us at once. Like, if they shoot me, I'm going to surf it, and then everyone else is super healthy. Or they shoot someone other than me, and I still have the full Uber. So look at this. I'm walking, like, towards them on the side. So, like, they could shoot... If I stayed in the main spot, I would be taking the same damage as someone, or they'd know at least what's going on. But they have to choose now. Do we shoot, like, the NG and try and get his gun, or do we force their Uber because we're going to have full disad? Or do we go in for as many kills as possible and get, like, the heavy pyro or whatever? So I'm making them choose right now. We'll play the rest in slow motion to see the ramifications of it. Now look, they were shooting the pyro. Now he shoots me. And I saw him... Oh, I actually didn't... Oh, whoa. Yeah, I might have dropped there anyway. So I just forced now. But look at that. Now we have a really amazing Uber. And they just bring Marty in at the last second. Yeah, so this Uber is fine. I really, in my heart, wanted to milk there. Giraffe just hit a really good pipe onto me. And I actually even wanted to milk more, but... Yeah, that sucks. I can't believe I had any pipes loaded. So, yeah. Again, that's just maybe part of me. If I stayed with the team, maybe I wouldn't have forced there at all. But my idea that I just kind of got countered on is, yeah, draw their attention away so they have to pick me or someone else. But now, look at this, right? This is why I talk about the chaos stuff. We're down 3. Okay. Our heavy's on hill alone. So if they just walk at him, he dies. I'm alone here. If they come side tunnel, I die. And we have like 2 guys on cart, but look at this. We just lost our pyro and scout probably on cart. So like these guys are just desperately trying to scramble for the cart, even though the cart's so far back. Oh no, the cart's was still on first, not second. Anyway, like our tunnel guys are dying too. So that by them creating that chaos. Look at this. They get to dry push for the next 45 seconds. You know, they just got the Uber out, so now the real game starts, basically. Like, it's very old-fashioned, I think, to have a good Uber. Now it's like, just get the Ubers gone and win the post, because offense has better spawns. So now that we're getting these guys healed again, like, we know we have no one watching side tunnel. We barely have anyone watching hill, but I'm still in. I'm like, we just have to fight them here and now because they're going to get this for free otherwise. If I go down, so be it. But this is a risk I'm taking. I would love to heal my demo here, but look how healthy he is. And keeping my engineer buffed is like, the engineer can get spammed pretty bad on this point, so I want to keep him buffed here. Great call from the spy from our scout. I would have died there because I wasn't spy checking. And as I waited for that, like, double play onto me, I give him a ... in chat. Nice try, idiots. Of course, these are all friends of mine on the other team. You know, we go way back for years. So it's all in good fun. But that's why you gotta give it to them. So now look at this, right? We're calling, we really want to hold this, but they're about to have Uru because they used before me. And we're not totally set up still. Like, you see we have no one side tunnel right now. Like, I don't know if what position our gun is in. And we're pretty passive on the hill, so... But I want to fight this. Like, again, I'm still in front of our combo here. So this is like a mini Uber we get to use. So what I'm doing is healing our soldiers as much as possible and calling everyone forward. Like, let's just fuck them up and make them maybe even use or something. So I'm bringing heals all the way into hill. Unfortunately, our demo's leaving. You can see I want to heal him. I'm looking for someone else to bring in. Like, Scout, come on hill. I don't care if you're hurt. I'll heal you. It'll be great. You got to trust me. And now, like, yeah, if our Scout stayed in and, like, followed, like, you could see I wanted him to be in. If he stayed in, like, we'd probably save our sniper or something. It's like, this is so good, and you take less damage with this banner. So I'm like, Scout, stay in. You got to stay in with me. So that's why, again, this is a pugscrim. It's not working, but this is what I'm bringing to the team. Like, dude, I don't care. You don't have to leave. I'll protect you. I'll save you. And I get to say that rather than, like, you know, in the old team, people would get hurt and I need to stop them from dying. But here, I'm going to help them get kills is the way that I play instead. And now, with this Uber, by bringing heals super deep on the hill, now we actually get Uber. Even more than that, I'm like, Guys, fight deep. Go for their med. I don't care. We have Uber now, even Ubers, and we're very healthy, so go in. And our soldier just goes all the way in. JJ Slim is fantastic and gets Blake on a black box, so he has so few rockets. Now I'm going back to our engineer, making sure I keep him alive. Don't want to drop our heavy either. Yeah, I mistimed my second jump. Like, I did surf it kind of, so I took a bit less damage, but yeah, just great play from ODB. You can see me now, like, we called their sniper wasn't Hill, I believe. So I'm bringing really aggressive heals into here. Like, I'm just coming all the way over here. They don't need it. They didn't ask for it. But I'm like, listen, you guys can fight side tunnel. I'm tanking you in side tunnel. So our soldier, who normally he has to, like, he could be at full health and, like, can go down to, like, 130 or something, then has to back up. Or, like, has to hold passive so it doesn't go that low to begin with. But if I'm like, listen, dude, they're in a small, tiny room. I'm going to keep you tanked. If you can catch one guy out and just juggle them, you can kill them. So I'm creating this opening for my team by first putting myself in an aggressive position and then communicating, I'll tank you, you can fight. So otherwise he would never know that and that would never happen. He doesn't get anything from it, but so be it. You know, at least we tried. That's a sick play from Aaron following up on that damage, their engineer. That sucks that we lost him for it, but hey, you get the point there. Like, I just created a whole situation that never existed. It didn't even work out, but you know, more times than not, it would be effective. Now this demo's dead. I'm beaming a lot because I want to build as fast as possible. You can see I'm playing a bit farther back. I think they might have a slight ad. No, the medic died. We'll be even, I guess, but, you know, just in case. You can see how much chaos there is, even on cart. Now, I'm walking on cart without pyro. Like, we have ad. I don't need to do this, but if we don't stop the cart, yeah, you can see, so. And I know, I'm like, what is a pyro going to do? Like, full WM1 me? Then he can't get the cart because I'm drawing his fire away from it. And, like, drawing his body away from it. Or is he going to just ignore me or something? Like, then fine. You know, are they going to commit more players to me? Then I'll use on our pyro. I'm giving our poor pyro the runaround. He doesn't even know where I am, and I'm hiding from the sight lines, too. Alright, so with this Uber, I'm calling to the team, like, we're just getting our spawns, so we're not really in. You can see I'm now, like, just trying to save people with this Uber, but I'm like, our Uber's good, we're fighting deep, we're in. So now, like, they got split up, like, the soldier came in late, but I'm not even there, you know. We're all the way in, getting more kills in main, stopping the cart and everything.
Everyone, we must stop that bomb!
So now, I'm actually not sure if we have ad or disad, but I'm actually prioritizing our soldier here because his banner is so fantastic on this point, and he can be very mobile on the flank going for the medic if they commit over there, or he can just get really good damage over here. So you can see, oh no, they didn't use, but I'm keeping our pyro full buffed as well. For some reason, I think shooting arrows down helps aim them better. There's also that bug where, like, if you're point blank with someone, the arrow doesn't hit them. But I feel like if I jump up and aim down, for some reason that helps. Maybe it's a placebo, but now that we're close, I'm staying super in. I actually wasn't spy checking enough. I should have been spy checking more, but I was actually spy checking for a team. Why do we use here? Maybe this is advantage and our spies behind them? The demo is behind us? Yeah, they don't have yet. I think this was called that we want to use the advantage, and our spy did just die, so maybe our spy decloaked on them. And their medic was in lava, so yeah, I think it was not a bad idea, but you can see, again, this is a pug team. Our scout's not even in the ad push. He's chasing the spy. I don't know why. Again, not saying that he made a mistake, but it's just, yeah, miscommunication from a team that's not played together before. Like, he was doing fine, you know, like, maybe he didn't know, like, understand what the ad was, like, I want to just take you and only you. Decloak? Oh my god, he just saved my life. I didn't even hear that, apparently. I'm not healing our sniper enough here. But, yeah, I'm not healing our sniper enough. But look at this. I'm like, I know, Watterson, but we're getting a banner. Like, all these guys are going to go flying in, and I'll get you at the end. Right? So now look, I'm like, oh, alright, our sniper has crit heals now. Like, you're fine. These guys are in. No one's going to kill you. You're fine. And I know that. But now, like, and now I'm just in a sight line, right? Other people are probably, like, stressing out, like, oh my god. But this is where I play the best, you know? And now, like, look how deep in Watterson is. I guess I'm trying to heal someone on the flank. Decloak. Now I walk out of that corner. Oh, this arrow is sick. And now I know I can build the rest off RJ. So now I'm, again, just walking in a straight line. And I'm even jumping out here. We're like, looking at me. I'm healing the heavy because I'm like, oh, wait, we don't even have to use. But I'm just so committed. Even going for the arrow to see if I can clean up the medic, maybe. He peeks late. I don't care. Like, I know how much damage I kind of can't take in that situation, so I'm just going to get in. And now we have this full out again. Like, remember, this is the best team in Invite right now. We're a pug team. But look at how confidently I'm playing and how much room I'm giving to my team and my team's giving to me because of this communication we have back and forth. Now that the card's so close, look at this. Again, no one's in position to use a super. I am blocking the card. But I'm like, look, we just got to clean up cart now. It got up the hill. This is a big deal. They're going to, like, just sneak it in. So I'm blocking the cart with my body. I'm even finishing. Look, I'm out in the open. Why aren't I behind the corner? My team's going to hold this anyway. But I finish in the open because that's how I play. So I'm like, look, I don't. If I stay in the open, I risk my life, but I also maybe will get one more of theirs too. I don't know. Maybe that's what's in my head. Like, there, it's not worth it. But again, there's times that it is worth it, so I don't want to get myself out of the habit. Even though everyone would tell you that, and me mentoring my mentees would also tell you that. But this is I think the way that I play the best. So that's why I'm gonna just keep doing it because of how many times it works. Now again, our team's far back. Like, this is another example. Our team is so far back right now. Okay? But I'm with our Pyro. I'm like, I think they don't have ad. If they do, our Pyro can blast them away long enough for me to get out. And then I'll, like, force it the last second on somebody. Like, this is... Look how dangerous this is. I'm, like, looking at their flank right now. Our Pyro is, like, on the score shot right now behind me. But this is still... I just know in my heart, we can hold this. We can do this. And I'm about to get Uber, and now I'm just building on a burning demo, so I'm building so freaking fast on the fire. Now look, what? Our demo's able to come back in. Their combo couldn't get us. Maybe if I back up and I can't heal our demo in front, he has to leave because he's on fire. But because I'm tanking him, he gets to stay in. Our sniper, he would have died to that full charge body shot if I didn't keep him buffed. And now look, we got 3 picks, and we're calling that their med is in the flank. I'm walking towards the flank. The sniper is dead, so I'm just like, screw it, I'm in. Let's go in. Calls medic and doesn't let go of his keyboard. Okay, I haven't played with JJ before, but you can't, like, you can't do me like that. Yeah, see, I'm all the way in. I was watching the flank for our team and saying, like, all right, if they come up there, maybe I'll get force. So I'm like, okay, I'll just force them. If they force me, I'll force. Now our banner's super deep. I can't get headshot. That's why I'm trying to heal our scout again. I'm like, listen, dude, if you stay in, maybe Pablo was used to playing with a medic like this, but I'm like, listen, I know I need to heal you, and I know you can get kills better than anyone here. Like, better than any other class at this moment in time, rather. So you just go in. But he keeps himself alive and, you know, does, like, the housekeeping kind of, like, looking for spy and stuff like that. So, again, it's, you know, he just plays different than we do and isn't used to the pugscrim. Now I finally start hedging my bets. Like, I get all the way out, where you can see again, I'm like, you know what, screw it, we have Uber, let's try it, and I just commit right back in. We have 3 players here, our 4th is a fucking spy. Like, our engineer isn't even alive to save the gun. We're gonna lose the gun and the point, but I'm like, you know what, let's buy more time on the clock, I'm just gonna use for card. And here we go. I even drop my Pyro in this, the spy's behind us, it just doesn't work at all. Completely fails, doesn't work. But again, it happens. Like, yeah, that play didn't work, but let's look at this time. So 3 minutes and 6 seconds now. all the way up to 8 minutes and 24 seconds. Like, that's over 5 minutes we held them on that point. And you saw me, like, dancing, flying all over. It also, by the way, makes it way harder for a Spire soldier to get you when you're playing in many different locations at any given moment. So, yeah, you saw the soldier just miss bombs on me, or, like, I didn't even have to care about the soldier bombs because he just went to the wrong spot. So, by me being so slippery, it's kind of deceptive. By, like, playing more risky, it's actually safer, but... Again, over 5 minutes. So, like, yeah, I just lost us that, and now we're not going to have Uber for last. But you know what? I also got us a lot of those minutes, I'd like to think, anyway. Or at least I contributed to getting us some of those minutes, you know. Again, if someone else in my situation just, like, lived and played totally right, played by the textbook, maybe they would have held it for longer. But I think they also might have held it for shorter. So that's again, the game I play. And that's why I love TF2, to create these situations like this. Like, yeah, you got me that time. I'll have to do even better next time. I'm like... Even thinking now, I'm like, I should have actually just used on a Pyro and Scouter. I should have milked longer and waited for them to get the cart more up the hill. Like, I just got too excited at that point to stop the cart with the Uber. Because I'm like, screw it, let's go in. But, yeah, if I waited to use even on those same 2 people, but waited 5 seconds, it would have been better. So I made a mistake there. You can see me here literally checking a sightline for a sniper. Like, jumping my head over that little wall. So our heavy has not only has he not played with us, but he hasn't really played this map. So normally you have your heavy watching this flank area, but he just didn't know. So we now had nobody watching the flank area, which made it really dubious to stay here. And honestly, I probably shouldn't have. I should have just held the old default on the left side. Looks like I'm switching now, actually. That's good. Let me recognize it. Now, again, I'm, like, kind of walking out here. Like, if we're calling the snipers in main, I'm like, okay, I have, like, this much room I can go. Heavy is all the way in on our demo. I'm trying to build on people who are a little bit more hurt. But they don't even force us. Like, our demo has a full buff still. So now I've switched gears to be on our NG. This sniper, yeah, you saw their dot. They just got the line on me, so I'm like, all right. Oh, and we got the mid, too, so it's like, listen, let's just take this for Uber. It's not worth me dying. But now I'm like... We're going to take this for Uber, but we're going to go fucking all the way in. Get what you can get. So we're getting tons of picks really deep, really late. I wanted to even have these guys fight deeper in the main. But again, that's why you can see here the kind of gameplay that I enjoy. I'm screaming about that spy, but yeah, it happens. Whew. You can tell, like, just from this body language, like, I can feel myself, like, feeling the game, right? Like, compared to the last one, I'm, like, looking around and not really walking places. Now I'm, like, I'm going to hit this arrow. I'm going to buff this guy and walk in. I'm going to rotate over here right now because I think it's a good idea. So I'm playing my own game and calling the team around it. I'm, like, letting everyone know what I'm doing. Or I'm, like, they're letting me know what they're doing so I can react, you know. And that's the, like, the give and take that I work well in. Now our heavy's kind of, yeah, see, again, he wasn't quite in the right area. Again, that's fine. But now we can see, like, you know, we're taking some damage and stuff. And I still stay. Like, this is all not right, but I'm like, screw it. If they want to come fight me here, let them. Let's just fight them for it. Not a good idea. Again, this is a mistake again. Like, I'm so close to Uber. And these guys are all buffed, so I'm building really slow. This is super stressful. But they're here, and, like, we're kind of giving them this for free. And then now, look. That sucks. Like, we drop our scout and our pyro to this. Our demo's really hurt. Like, this would have been a good hold. Like, look, we even have 4 picks, but, like, so do they, you know. So now they're getting cart, but I think the combo is still on the flank thing. This is good that we just called the fight cart. I even took out my crossbow. It's how confident I felt. And now creating space between me and them. Trying to give this guy a crit heal buff, but he doesn't have crit heals. That's okay. Now I finish really aggro. I'm literally in the... We didn't know the sniper was there, but I'm like, screw it. Whatever is in garage, they can see me because we need to stop the cart here. If I can make the sniper shoot me instead of the cart, then great. Now we do stop the cart, so I back up. And now the sniper's dead, so I'm like, all right, we're back in. And I'm, again, the scout was in ready room. I'm the closest one to cart. They're on cart and in main, and I'm still here. Like, come on, guys, come in. Like, heavy, if you're 80 health, they're shooting at me, not you. Come in. It does suck. I also talk about the body language with arrows. Sometimes it's hard to hit them. with people I haven't played with so much. It's like a heavy. I thought he was gonna like jump in a straight line, but he jumps in like strafes to the side. But... And now we have no one on the flank. And now I'm also like using a lot more arrows than I was before. Because I'm like confident, like I know who's going to get the heals next because I'm calling it. So I'm giving heals to this guy first. And again, like I'm leaving myself open to the side right now. I don't know where the sniper is. But I'm like, I want to take the super deep because the cart's so close. He runs out of ammo. So unfortunate. Oh, he's in! So now, yeah, I'm healing our soldier because he's the farthest one in. I'm calling to the team like I need us to be in. Like we have to go and fight them deeper because if we just sit and wait for them to kill us, this is gonna suck. So our demo apparently had nothing loaded. Our heavy ran out of ammo, and then like our pyro's like, well, I guess I'll stay here, you know. So it didn't quite work, but I think you see the mindset. And now our heavy is, you know, kind of stuck there. So I tried to give him an arrow so we could just like sit and gun them down on cart. Again, I miss an arrow. So now I'm trying to give heals to our scout while arrow taking a heavy. And again, I'm just calling to the team, like, I'm arrow taking our heavy. That's it. He's the only one. And now, I got a little greedy. Look. Woo! Now, again, I'm just feeling it. Like, we have such a good time already. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to get in their heads. I'm going to go crazy here, right? And they're so pissed. Like, they can't kill me. The spy I got a freaking saw whoever was on Carter an arrow or something. I'm fling arrows at me, and the sniper can't even kill me. And what is that ledge I clipped on? I didn't even know you could walk there. But like, all right, there you go. Now they're, you know, whoever that was, I guess they got our demo. But, so, again, this is not good gameplay. But this is why this is who I am as a player. This is where I strive and how I like to play. And now I'm bringing, again, heals super deep. Like, we're all hurt. We're even close to Uber. We don't have a gun. I'm like, but screw it. We have to fight deep because if we let them come to the cart before we start shooting them, it's going to get capped. So I'm calling Pyro stay on cart. We're fighting them in main. And I'm about to get Uber. And you can see I'm trying to heal people now, like the guys who are close to it. Oh, the guys who were just respawning, so I get them quick heals while building. I think I should have used... Yeah, this is not good. I should have just used right away because if they touch cart, it's capped. Yep. Mistake. That's bad. That was just bad. I needed to use way sooner. Again, I needed... What I'm saying here in your... you know, to you guys is... I should have made the decision on my own to jump onto the cart by myself and use the Uber. When no one said it and no one was ready for it. Damn, dude. Imagine being worse and dumber than me. That's crazy. And, yeah, the demo man rage quits. And, oh, I remember. They run out the clock here just so we can get logs without, you know, because normally it doesn't make the log without crashing. So, not only that, but I have a perfect half on that one. I don't die, ever. In 13 minutes, I did not die once. So, even though I'm talking about all these crazy plays and these dumb plays, that was the one that, yeah, I had a perfect half and just didn't die at all. So... Against the best team in Invite right now is probably going to win Grand Finals, but, you know, that remains to be seen. Maybe I'll be an idiot after this is released. Well, who knows? So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that and saw what I brought to the table. And, you know, looking back at our games now, like in past seasons and in future seasons, I think you'll be able to see a bit more of what I want to do and what I'm bringing to the team. And not that I'm recommending this for everyone. Like, I wouldn't look at someone like Blake or Nursey or Shade and say, try playing like me. You could get these good things because that's where that's where they're specialists in. This is where I'm a specialist. So I'm happy we went over this demo because you can even hear me. How fucking excited am I watching this demo, playing so crazy with these guys. Again, I don't even have a system with. We're like working it out on the fly, beating the best team in the world, in North America, probably the world, you know. So that's that was the point of this, to, I guess, hype myself up a little bit, but also show everyone else, like, if the last video was everything I don't bring to the team and all the ways that I hate to play, this is everything that I do well and all the ways that I love to play. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and it means a lot for you to watch, so thanks for watching. Later.